Hello High Rollers. In today's video, I'll be playing Poketuber Historian for the day. I wanted to create a video showcasing all of the Pokemon villainous team ideas that various Poketubers have created over the years. Many of you may be wondering why. Well, I was working on my own villain team idea, and I thought surely I can't be the only one who wants to view a compilation video of all the different teams spawned by BirdKeeper Toby's challenge. Before we begin, I do want to say this is only a high overview of each villain team. I'll only be discussing who the team is, who the leader is, if not the YouTuber, the admins of the team, what their goals are, and the respective personal Pokemon teams, including Ace, if mentioned, of each of the leaders. I'm not going to be going into the nitty-gritty storyline of each of the teams, like their backstory, or if I do, it'll be very brief. If you like the team and want to watch the full video, I'll be leaving links to all the different videos and channels down below. But with that, let's begin. The best place to start is with the creator himself, BirdKeeper Toby's team. As a preface, I have to mention Toby actually created two teams, Team Snooze and Team Snacks. For this video, I will only use Team Snooze since this one appears to be his main marketed team. So Team Snooze essentially wants to put everyone to sleep in some way. I won't give spoilers. Their team wears sleepwear like onesies or pajamas, and they use mainly sleep or glutton-based Pokemon such as Munchlax, Drowsy, Hoot Hoot, Munaz, you name it. The team only has one prominent admin. There were more, but they didn't do anything, so I decided not to mention them. Gnoggin is the admin, and his team consists of a Hypno. We never really find out in the video what his other Pokemon were, other than a few legendary, so I'm just assuming Noctowl and Marsharna were probably included. BirdKeeper Toby is the boss of the team, and his team consisted of Gengar, Hypnosis, Noctowl, Slacking, Mimikyu, and his ace, Snorlax. Our second team was created by the YouTuber ArashiYT. His team, Team Suna, Japanese for sand by the way, is a team focused around Egypt and pharaohs. The team's goal is to, in essence, discover the secrets of the universe. Like many teams on this list, to really understand it though, you would need to watch the full video. The leader, Arashi, actually kind of gets possessed by Giratina, and that's what drives him to form the team in the first place. It's a whole ordeal. Speaking of leaders though, besides Arashi, the team only has one admin, being Anubis, and he dresses similar to the Egyptian god that his name comes from. The team itself uses mainly sand or Egyptian-esque Pokemon, so the Yamask, Sandile, and Sandshoe lines are prominent on the team. Admin Anubis's personal team consisted of a Cofagrigus, Aerodactyl, Crocodile, and his ace, Lucario. Arashi's team would include Kabutops, Dolphine, and his ace, Sandslash. So that's really it for Arashi's team. He didn't really give us any details on his grunts of the team. He didn't actually provide any pictures or any references for them, so we can only really speculate. But overall though, still a cool video and you should check it out. So next is GatorEX's evil team. His takes inspiration from a certain Marvel villainous team, Team Hydra. I like this team a lot because unlike a lot of the evil teams on this list, he keeps it pretty down to earth and just wants to make money and sell stolen Pokemon, you know, gangster stuff. Anyway, this team mainly used dark and poison types, similar to Team Rocket. It was led by 4 admins: Rio, the muscle of the group, whose ace was Pangoro; Snake, whose ace was naturally an Arbok; Pyro, the strategist of the group, his ace was Houndoom; and Angel, whose ace was Absol. GatorEX's ace was Hydreigon, get it? Hydra, whatever. Anyway, quick aside, I have to say I prefer the old GatorEX's artwork. It reminds me of a certain old Wavejack, if you catch my drift. But anyway, maybe hashtag make GatorEX great again.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Alright, moving along, our next evil team, and personally I think the best one, is none other than Team Buddy by the YouTuber Mr. Buddy. This team essentially wanted to make the world become their friends. Don't think too much on it. Mr. Buddy by far had the most cinematic video out of everyone. His evil team is styled like 1950s Americana, if you couldn't tell. The grunts use cute Pokemon like Jigglypuffs and Munaz. The team itself had 3 admins, Danny, Rosie, and Cherry. Danny's team consisted of Bisharp, Mightyena, Sableye, and his ace, Scrafty. Rosie's team included Pangoro, Drapion, Weavile, and her ace, Skarmory. I think it was kind of vague. Cherry, the last admin, used Crocodile, Honchkrow, and her ace, Cacturn. The boss himself, Mr. Buddy's team, consisted of Zoroark, Houndoom, Sylveon, Wigglytuff, and of course his ace, Alolan Muck. I have to say, Mr. Buddy performed and acted out his story very well. You should really check it out. I believe it consists of 2 videos, and they are kind of lengthy, but his is by far the most interesting simply due to how it was delivered. And as a side note, he even still works on his little Buddyverse to this day, so definitely check it out. Next up, we have Lockstin and Gnoggin's team, Team Imperium, because it's gonna last a millennium. Oh.
Look, Pim, I know it's our job to help this guy and everything, but I think this guy's a lost cause. He's obviously made up his mind. Why don't we just cut our losses and get out of here?
Anyway, this team is based around alchemy and archaeologist. I'm really not sure, but basically the team wanted to forge an entire new world by harnessing power generated from Pokeballs. It's pretty wild. The grunts used mainly ghost Pokemon like Litwick, and they dressed in long, dirty overcoats. The team had 4 admins, Maxwell, whose team included Gengar, Duskull, Garbodor, Muk, the Blade, and Spiritomb. BirdKeeper Toby, whose team was Xatu, Zigglyth, Honchkrow, Drifloon, and Archeops. Arlo, whose team consisted of Alolan Raticate, Porygon Z, Snorlax, Throh, and Sock. And the last admin, Noggin's wife, Amber, her team consisted of Ace, Salazzle, Camerupt, Magcargo, Lampent, and Cofagrigus. The leader himself, Noggin's team, was Sigilyph, Dusknoir, Ageslash, Metagross, Golurk, and of course his ace, Mega Alakazam. I think, again, it was a little bit vague. Emperor Cubone's team is up next, and it is the Order of Intiquity. This is one of the only teams without team in the name, by the way. So the goal of this group was to somehow create a more simple world. You need to watch the full video to really understand it though. The grunts are basically ace trainers and archaeologists, kinda similar to Noggin's team grunts. The Order had 3 admins. Head of Security, Orion. His team consisted of Arnaldo, Cofagrigus, Caracosta, Bastiodon, and Regirock. Lead Scientist Hera, her team included Solrock, Magnezone, Porygon Z, Aurorus, and Registeel. And Cubone's right-hand man, or woman, I should say, Artemis. She had a team of Cradily, Ageslash, Lunatone, Rampardos, Claydol, and Regice. The boss himself, Cubone's team, consisted of Golurk, Alolan Marowak, Mamoswine, Aerodactyl, Tyrantrum, and Regigigas. But a really interesting fact, if you watch the video, it's alluded that this Regigigas is not affected by slow start. Kinda neat. Give this video a like if you caught that snippet. Alright, next up we have Team Blaze by Champion Blaze. To begin, these videos were a little hard to follow, so I'm sorry Champion Blaze if I get some of the information wrong. So this team was divided into 3 divisions. Flame, which the grunts used the Arcanine, Magmar, Houndoom, and Torkoal lines. Electric, which grunts used the Electabuzz, Raichu, and Vikavolt lines. And Rock, which grunts used the Golem, Aron, or Aggron, Steelix, and Rhyperior lines. The grunts themselves were described as wearing Avatar, The Last Airbender, Fire Nation looking uniforms, minus the armor, and being similar to if the Fire Nation were to meet Team Flare. The team wanted to take over and manipulate the hearts and minds of the people of Sinnoh, and the team had 2 executives and 2 admins. The first admin is Pyrene. Her team consisted of her ace, Garchomp, Togekiss, Swampert, Aurorus, and Leafeon. The second admin, the Green Crusader, had Trevenant, Jumpluff, Roselia, Breloom, Gogoat, and of course his ace, Sceptile. The first executive, Ignatius, I didn't find out what his team was since he got intimidated in his only potential fight. Spoilers, by the way, everyone, sorry. The second executive wasn't a pushover, though. Ozone used Hydreigon, his ace Lucario, Snorlax, Drapion, and Glalie. Blaze himself used the Pokemon Turtwig, Luxray, Floatzel, Dusknoir, Garchomp, and Staraptor. And I think his ace was Turtwig, based upon what I read, or watched, I mean, but I could be wrong. Again, it was a little confusing to follow. Sorry, guys. So just a quick aside right fast, while editing the video, I realized I forgot to include Champion Blaze's second team he used. Now, normally I don't include these since every boss, I believe, should just kind of stick with one team. However, since it was kind of a part of his story, I decided to include it, and I'm going to flash it on the screen right fast for all of you. I'm not going to go into detail on it. Here's the team, and let's move on. All right, moving along. We have 1, 2, 3 goes team. Team ARCHAE. I'm going to flash the name on the screen so you guys actually know what it's spelled like. The team was based on the empires of old, so I'm guessing Pokemon's version of ancient Rome or Greece, since the grunts wore togas and used psychic types only. Anyway, the team's goal was to, in a way, discover the secrets of the universe and take over the world. The group had 3 admins, but you only find out the teams of 2 of the admins. The first admin, Ajax, his team included a Tyranitar, Houndoom, Gabite, Wailord, and Roserade. Vincent, the second admin, his team included an Electabuzz, Magneton, Umbreon, and Murkrow. We never learned what the team's third admin, Tardisen, or the leader himself, 1, 2, 3 Go, actually had, though. So, Brandon Wisdom's team, Team Hive, is, you guessed it, a team based around bug types. The group plans to take over the world and clone Pokemon. I'm not really sure where the bug motif really comes into play. The group's defining outfit were these nifty glasses they wore, and the grunts used a combination of water and bug type. Anyway, they were led by 2 admins, BirdKeeper Toby, who used a Vikavolt, Galeasapod, oh whatever, you know, the Team Skull guy, and a Pidgeot. A stranger, if you watch the full video, you'll know what I'm talking about. He used a Parasect as his ace, a Scolipede, Kabutops, Floatzel, and a Scizor. Brandon's team consisted of Flygon, a Rockwanide, Kingdra, Sceptile, and as always, his ace, Garchomp. Continuing, we have BenTenLifes evil team, Team YouTube. Oh wait, I mean rewind.
Rewind time, everybody!
This team's ultimate goal was to go back in time and stop certain events from unfolding, no matter the cost. The grunts of the team used a combination of psychic and dark types, with the team wearing suits. You'll just have to look at a picture of what their outfits were. I can't really tell you what they are, they're kind of weird. This team was led by 2 admins, Aviva, who used a Sigalith and Esper, and Chow? Oh, forget it anyway. She used a Kirlia, Gothitella, Xatu, and Grumpig. The leader, surprisingly, was not Ben 10. Instead, it was a guy named Orion. Hey, by the way, this is the second Orion we have on this list. His team consisted of Bisharp, Golurk, Houndoom, Frostless, and Reincluse. Okay, so SuperNerdDaniel's evil team is up next. His team, I believe, had the coolest logo, by the way. Team Reaper was a ghastly group, get it? He wanted to control life itself. They wanted to kill and revive people. Anyway, their grunts looked really cool with their gas masks and Reaper-esque clothing.
It is hot as hell in this funky-ass, hot-ass room I'm in. Is that the Grim Reaper?
The team used mainly ghost types, with the Bisharp line as well, since it's kind of like a scythe. The group had 3 admins, Dawn, Aaron, and Morgan, but none of their Pokemon teams were actually stated. The leader, Daniel's team, consisted of a Gengar, Bisharp, Houndoom, Gardevoir, Dusclops, and of course his ace, Absol. Overall, this was a really interesting story. Definitely check it out. Okay, so this next team is by far the funniest to me, but Wesley Lindsey's team was based around, well, why don't I let him introduce the team?
So, I'm going to introduce you guys to my evil team, Team Scene.
So, Team Scene's goal is to get people to subscribe to Wesley's YouTube channel. I kid you not. The stereotypes of this team continues, with them using mainly sharp and noise-based Pokemon. Get it? Because they're emo. These Pokemon like Ageslash, Lycanroc, Exploud, Noivern Lines, all that. The group has 3 admins, and let me tell you, you're going to be very shocked with who made the cut. It's none other than Haley Williams, Zach Farrow, and Taylor York, with the 3 using Meloetta, Mime Jr., and Zoroark, respectively, as their aces. Wesley himself uses a team consisting of Rockstar Pikachu, Lucario, Scizor, Arcanine, Empoleon, and Litten. I have to say, out of all the evil teams on this list, this one made me actually laugh during it. I thought it was a very funny video and well made. Unlike some of the people on this list, Wesley actually hand drew all this stuff himself, which I was really impressed with. So again, this is another one I would highly recommend you go and watch, just because I thought it was so funny. Okay, stepping back into the Pokemon reality, we have MandJTV's team, Team PixieDust. These Sailor Moon rejects
In the name of the moon, I'll punish you!
use only fairy types and want to revert all Pokemon back to their first evolution. So the team can take over the region, of course.
I can eat a vegan!
The team has no admins, but its leader, Shayla, used Goodra, Whimsicott, Clefable, Blissey, Wigglytuff, and Azumarill. And she also had a Jigglypuff, but she didn't use it in a fight though. Okay, so here we are into our next evil team, and it's quite unique. Team Ozone is a team who, like Team Plasma, wants humans and Pokemon to live separately. The group dress like superheroes,
The International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, a subsidiary of Viacom.
but use dark and poison type Pokemon. This group has 6, count it, 6 possible admins. So you have Alexa, who uses Sigilyph, Claydol, and Malamar. Producer Rouge, who used a Houndoom and a Salandite. Director Violet, who uses Drapion, Skuntank, and Toxicroak. Omega Ozone, you'll have to watch the video to understand the name, uses Pangoro, Scrafty, and Crabominable. Executive Moss and Cyan, who uses Cacturn and Shiftry, and Sharpedo and Crawdaunt respectively. And of course Captain Ozone, who's kind of the pseudo-leader, uses Snorlax, Blissey, Bravery, Sylveon, Sawsbuck, and Oranguru. The team is also one of the few where the YouTuber is not the leader. The group is led by a man named Trey, whose team consists of Bisharp, Crocodile, Honchkrow, Weavile, Tyrantrum, and Hydreigon. This is a very interesting team. I have to say, it was, whenever I compared it to Team Plasma, I don't want it to mean it was kind of a copy and paste. It's definitely its own unique idea, and you should definitely check out True Green's video.
Number 15.
Wheel the Inspectors team. Team Puzzle is the name, and Puzzling Schemes is the game. This team wants to make it so that before every Pokemon match, trainers must answer a riddle before continuing. Pretty odd goal, but interesting nonetheless. I don't really know how to describe the uniform of the team, but they use Ghost and Psychic types because puzzles, everybody.
Piece number 2000. Took a long time, many hours, but thank you, thank you.
Anyway, the team had 3 admins: Marco the Computer Whiz, his ace was Porygon Z, Riley the Bookworm, Ace, whatever that one, and Abby the Detective, her ace was Zoroark. Will's team consisted of a Gardevoir, Reincluse, his ace, Alakazam, H-Slash, and Sableye. Alright, HoopsandHipHop's evil team is up next, Team Treble. Their goal is to simply take over the region. There's more to it, but that's basically the gist. Similar to Team Scene, this group uses noise-based Pokemon, so Noivern and Exploud. Like most evil teams, these guys have 3 admins: Mewmore, Ace, Electabuzz, M-Dash, Ace, Crobat, and Insane in the Rain. That's right, you heard it right. Ace, Kingdra. Hoop's team consisted of Ace, Typhlosion, Kingdra, Crobat, Electabuzz, Noivern, and Exploud. And you guys might notice that Hoops, his team consisted of all the Ace Pokemon of his admins. Okay, so we've made it to the final 2, everyone. Let's finish it up strong, as they say. So, Beth Purcell's evil team, Team Cirque, is based on, you guessed it, clowns. This group uses Ghost, Fairy, and I quote, Mischief Pokemon. So, Prankster, Klefki, anyone?
Hello, I am the Professor, and today we're going to unlock the mysteries of some bullshit.
Anyway, the group wants to experiment and create brand new typings for Pokemon. Very interesting idea. The team had 2 admins, Axel, who uses Sableye, H-Slash, and Zebra Strike, Mina, who uses Sylveon, Malamar, and Gallade. The leader of this evil team isn't Beth, it's actually a dapper guy named Dorian. Anyway, his team consisted of Exploud, Ursaring, Spinda, Mr. Mime, and Houndoom. I will say this evil team and story was really cool. I like the idea of experimenting on Pokemon. It's like something straight out of Pokemon XD, and I really love that game. So definitely check out Beth's video, link down below, as you should watch all these videos, most definitely. So before we cash out our chips for today, we have one last evil team, and that is by none other than ZooZooBab, Team Teles. The group wants to capture Regigigas and make the entire world one full continent and make Hoenn have no water. Was this written by a game journalist?
For having too much water.
Anyway though, the story makes sense if you watch the full video. The team has 3 admins, Mario, whose team consisted of Lopunny, Snorlax, Magmortar, Rapidash, and Registeel, Boat, who used Mightyena, Luxray, Zoroark, Electros, and Regirock, and Pugs, who uses an Alolan Ninetales, Frostless, Kingdra, Milotic, and Regieyes. And finally, we have Zoo's team, which consisted of a Gardevoir, Gallade, Scizor, Glaciopod, and Regigigas, and that is it, folks. Whew, man, I finally know what it's like whenever they're doing the Pokemon rap.
That's all, folks!
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all.
Hopefully that's everyone. Sorry if I missed somebody. If I missed someone, I'm really sorry. And if I got any of the information wrong, just let me know. But I want to know from you guys, what evil team would you join and why? And with that, my rambling gambling dudes, make sure to cash your chips at the door, and I'll see you guys in the next video.